Yo, what's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy, MM2K, back again with the co-host with the most, my homie, Project Storm. Storm, what's going on today, good brother?
Yo, what is the deal, man? What is the deal? I hope you're feeling good like I am right now, y'all. This is about to be a crazy one, I can tell you that right now. It's going to be a very informative one, but there will be shots fired. My brother.
This is gonna be the battle of the minds, man.
It's gonna be a fun one, y'all.
Shout out! Hey, let everybody know that we're live. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Rock those bells for notifications and share this out, please. We're sorry we're running a little bit late. I was running late because I gotta do something before I get the show started. To me and my brother, we was going over the show notes, and then we was having a show behind the show. I should have recorded it and put it for the after party.
Yeah, I thought it was live. I thought it was live for a minute.
That was the hell of an exchange. But that's how we do. And I want to, before, you know what, we're going to talk about this too in the after show, Storm. But I feel it important to say this, that this is why I rock out with my brother, because he gives me his honest opinion, and he's not going to sit there and say, all right, Maz, okay, like you win. He's not going to do that. If vice versa, we still sharpen steel. And if you like an atmosphere like that, where like yesterday, me and my homie Rev put out a tweet. I had my own opinion of the tweet. Rev put out his thing. Boom. Nobody was called any names and none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you like an atmosphere where you can have a balance of opinions, and nobody wags the finger at you or try to shame you for doing that. You know what I'm saying? We at the Stadia Dosage, we welcome that type of interaction. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot going on in the community right now. I know the community's trying to shake itself out and see where things stand. But like I've always said, I've always been a staunch believer in me, Storm, Clive when he's on here, whoever that comes on here to speak their truth unapologetically. And you're going to get a lot of that today. So Join our Discord. You know what I'm saying? Become part of the Patreon. Join our Discord. We do a lot of that there. We don't like, Storm and I don't do the racist or the sexually, the sexual orientation stuff. We're talking about people's kids and stuff like that. But if you want to challenge, somebody, like we said, still Storm and still, man. So that's how we rock. But shout out to Storm. Can you shout out everybody in the chat real quick?
Hey, I can, man. I've been waiting to do that. So here we go, y'all. First and foremost, we got Stadia Dosage news at the top, y'all. Pinned. Y'all might want to check that bulletin out every show. You know what I'm saying? We got Dylan Tortosa. All right.
Dylan.
The media, he said the media's lies are no more. Dylan, we're going to talk all about it, man. Christopher Torres is in the building. He said, let's go. Ron Slusher's in the house, y'all, saying what's up. Freddie was in the building. Hello. Cloud Gamer 201. Hey, everyone. It's Artist. My dog is in the house, y'all. What's up, people? He just said it one time, so technically you can't go after him, MM, for royalties and all that. You know what I'm saying?
For copyright infringement.
He said it one time. Yeah, none of that, man. You can't go after
safe.
him.
You're safe.
You can say it one time, Artist. You're good. Short G is in the page. Short G just said what it do, y'all. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's my type of lingo, my type of language. You know what I'm saying? Collins Dynasty is in the house. What's going on, peoples? All right. We got Raven Anime in the house, y'all.
Raven.
With the Pika, you know how he's coming through. All right. Project Storm's in the building. Stadia Cramp is in the house, man. Long time, bro. I know you've been around here, but good to see you up in the building, bro.
Absolutely.
We got Charles Oren in the building saying, hey, Charles, this is about to go down today, Charles. I'm telling you, you might want to get a mug or something, Charles. And
get the popcorn.
Get
the popcorn.
It's about to go all the way down, man. And then that's it for now, y'all. That's it for now.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining us again. Thank you for being calm through the technical difficulties. You're going to get a hell of a show today. You're going to get a facet of opinions. Some you may like, some you may not like. But at least we hope that you respect our opinions because we respect yours. You know what I'm saying? So definitely stay tuned for that. But let me pay the bills real quick, Storm. You know how we do. This show is SSC Podcast. It airs every Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is co-hosted by Project Storm and myself. Check us out here on the Stadia Dosage platform. Looking to expand. Then on tomorrow, which I think all sets to go, Thursday, for us to have the reemergence of the Commission Podcast. That show was also co-hosted by Project Storm and myself, but we are also joined by other co-hosts, Snow Bunny Gaming and Tron of the Sick Humor and King Thrash Roundtable Podcast. Join us every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the MM2K channel. All right, so that's going to come back tomorrow. Then, on Saturdays, we have the Unforgettable SML Podcast, co-hosted by Project Storm and myself. That is the interactive podcast where we do have a focus on Stadia, but all things gaming, really. It's an interactive show, call-ins, yappas, all that great stuff. That show airs every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, either on this channel or the next show is going to be on Project Storm's channel. So make sure that you go to his links that are in the description, that are going to be in the chat after the show is in VOD mode, and you go and you sub to him, because if not, you're going to miss a hell of a show then. And last but certainly not least, we have the Yang meets Yang of gaming, like the Stadia. The Yang meets Yang of gaming.
Don't even get me started, man. See, you're doing too.
I had to do it.
I'm trying to calm down, man. Don't do it already, bro.
Oh no, y'all. And that's an insider right now. Y'all get it. Trust me, y'all will get it in an entry or two. But no, Yang meets Yang of gaming podcast that co-hosted by Project Storm, Snow Bunny Gaming, and the homie Rome Rush. Check them out every Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that is it. You know me. You know I'm a jackass, Storm. I can't help myself.
Bro, we all can be at times, man. We all can be at times. It's all in good fun, but it's also in seriousness too, man. Yeah, because right now absolutely. I'm serious as a mug. Let's go.
Hey, bro, what's going on? Hey, yo, what you been playing, man? I've been seeing you putting in that work, man, all across the board. What you been playing, good brother?
Hey, bro, I appreciate that, man. So many games, y'all. It's hard to keep track as usual, but I've been on that Death Stranding for PC, man. I've been on that Ease 8 this morning. I hopped. Something just told me, man, hop on that damn Ease 8
Damn,
project.
he beat me
You
to
call yourself
Ease,
an
man.
all-around gamer, man, but you're not playing the best JRPGs and stuff out there.
Yep.
Hop on the Ease 8. It's free on Stadia right now as a Stadia Pro. Well, included with your Stadia Pro subscription. That's free to me.
Absolutely.
You know? Hopped on the game, M2K. Beautiful, brilliant. I was like, okay, the game looks good. I remember Ace. Shout out to Ace, man, from Cloud Gaming and Stream. I heard him say the game was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? 4K 60 and all that stuff, man. I had already watched the gameplay footage, y'all. And, you know, sometimes we could tell that a game is great just by looking at other people's gameplay and their footage, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was something even more magical when I booted up. And I didn't have to install it. I just said, yo, man, hold on. Let me go in the browser real quick. You know, hit stadia.com. Boom. Ease 8. Click the claim. Oh, the claim button was already hit. So I hit play. Boom. Oh, man. You talking about beautiful. You're talking about highly responsive, negative latency, y'all, with a dope storyline already is going into a place where I wanted to go, man. Like I had a female companion join me and all that, y'all. Just made the game that much more lit. I don't even know what to say. It's just dope. It's dope. I don't go by scores anymore, people.
Mm-hmm.
I go by my experiences and how a game pulls me in, how much fun I'm having with the games. That's what I go by. So when you hear me drop them hypothetical numbers, like a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10, that's because that's how I'm feeling. I'm enjoying the game, right? But that Outriders, yeah, we still here. We're still here. I said Outriders. I played a lot of the Outriders, man, on Stadia, on PC, on Series X and all that. So we will be talking about that.
Yeah.
Dirt 5, beautiful game on Stadia. Madden, I played Madden last night on the PC, man. It was so crazy, y'all. I lost 1, but I won 3. Right after that, I got pissed off. I've been playing some games. I'm gonna just keep it short, man. Keep it short and sweet. I've been playing some games.
Yeah, definitely. We see you putting that work out there, bro. We have a server. Just so y'all know how much work this dude is putting in, particularly this month, and the month ain't even halfway there. We got a server bot that posts stuff in our Discord. You definitely want to join our Discord. Shout out to new Discord members, Raven Anime and the homie Stefan. They get them and everybody in that Discord gets notifications whenever we drop content. Don't y'all know this fool broke the server bot. He had so much content coming out there. He broke the server bot. I was getting all these error messages. I said, what? About. I had to go in there and fix the damn server bot. But yeah, my brother's putting in some content. So definitely check out this channel, man, because there's only more good stuff coming. I'm shutting my mouth. I ain't saying nothing else.
Man, I didn't even turn up. I didn't even turn up yet, man. I mean, this right here, that's all in a normal day's streaming, you know?
Absolutely. For that beautiful 4. I was coming for you, Storm. I was coming for you. You lucky.
Talk about it.
You lucky that my splitter ain't work. It's like, no, ain't nobody coming for Storm.
Nah, but you know what? My splitter, I had an issue with my splitter as well.
No, I fixed it though, Storm.
Okay.
I fixed it. You know what I had to do? Which is janky as hell. I think Stadia did put something through the CCU to make it not work when you first put it in. So here's what you got to do. You got to put another input in that is 4K. Make sure it's on the, for those of y'all that are using the Chromecast and y'all have a splitter, if you got the Orion splitter, I'm giving y'all a tip right now. Make sure that the setting is on where it says EDO, make sure it's on TV. That's how you will get the 4K resolution. But see, when you put the CCU in there, it's going to try to block it. You know what I'm saying? Or it's only going to give you 1080 resolution. So what you got to do, Storm, is you got to put another input in there that ain't got no HDCP. That's 4K. So I took my PlayStation 5 input, put that mug in there. It went through as 4K. Took it out, then put the Stadia joint in there real quick, and that's how I got my 4K.
Yeah, and you know what? Somebody from the company actually put out a series of videos on how to get everything to work with that splitter, and I think it was something along those lines. And like I said, it's definitely not a Stadia specific thing that I was encountering in my Sekiro stream and in my another stream I did recently, right? So yeah, it's definitely not a Stadia thing. I was just like, man, what the hell? As soon as I go live, I had like 25 people, 25 likes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I had a good number, 100 and something people to stop by the stream. And at the beginning of it, y'all, I was hit with the jankiness, man. It was on my end though. It was my end, and it was like the incompatibility, whatever that MM was talking about.
Exactly.
But it's all
So
good. Yeah.
it's a good way around it, y'all. But definitely, but give it up, y'all ain't catching up to Storm, man. Hey, I done spent almost $1,000, $1,000, as my homie Next Gen 720 would say. Shout out to Jabari. I almost spent $1,000 trying to get up with Storm. I'm nowhere near close. And then
I be trying to get people to stream more at 4K 60, man. I'm welcoming people to jump out here.
He's not holding it. Yeah, he's encouraging people to do it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, we need to showcase the beauty of this. We can't be out here like Stadia's looking good at 720p. We can't now. That's not a shot for all the people that love 720p and play only at 720p on their phones. Y'all know how I get.
But it can do more.
Man.
Is the point?
It can do more. Is my point. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, man. Hey, so look, I know you're chomping at the bits. This is gonna be a hell of a show, and y'all gonna get a slice. See, y'all ain't ready for the conversation.
We got to give the people the real deal behind the scenes stuff, man.
We can't give it all to them, Storm. They're not ready for it. They ain't ready for the conversation that we had before we went live over there. Maybe one day we'll give it to them, but we gotta. Well, this one I don't think so much. Yeah, I think we're coming from different points of view on this one, but it's pretty much the same. And again, Stadia community, I'm gonna say this first and foremost. Bear with me. We love the platform. We love what it does. We feel like it has a bright future. We Stadia all day. There's a big thing, Storm, and we're going to talk about it in the after show about the Stadia-focused content. We there, baby. We ain't going nowhere. Cloud Gamer Chronicles, is locked behind the membership thing, and then once it gets to a certain level, it's going to be its own platform. We 100% Stadia content. We there, baby. But you got to call a spade, man. This Outriders, bro, on Stadia. Hey, Storm, how about I do this? I'm going to let you go first. All right. I'll follow.
Okay. All right.
Outriders on Stadia. What's your thoughts on it, brother? Because I saw, before you go, I just want to say this. Shout out to the homie, Generation Stadia, also known as Virtual Cloud. I saw he put a video out there, but I didn't get a chance to see it yet, where he says, is Stadia worth it on... is Outriders worth it on Stadia? So I'm going to pose that question to you, Storm. Is Outriders worth it on Stadia?
Hey, I tell you this, unless something changed drastically, all right, for some people it is. For some gamers, it is perfectly fine. Some people don't care about the issues. Shout out to Lloyd Hannison. I watched Lloyd's content. I told you I'm always checking people out, y'all. I watched Lloyd's breakdown of the game. Lloyd didn't even care anything about the damn the hiccups and all of that stuff. He might have mentioned it briefly, but he enjoyed the gaming experience, right? So that's what I kept saying during my stream. Like, I kept encouraging people, look, be yourself. Do you? You know what I'm saying? Like, if the jankiness at on day one, if that wasn't enough to deter you from enjoying the game, then go at it and be happy with it. You know what I'm saying? But for me, MM2K and yourself, I'm gonna finally put words in your mouth. Now I know, hey, bro, because man, look, hey, here it is.
Do it.
I'm taking the gloves off, man.
Hit that like button.
Gloves off. So I waited for Outriders. I'm listening to my bro. We up here hyping up the screenshots and everything. It was beautiful. And the game's beautiful.
We was
hyping it up. Yo, could it be it's spring? Hey, I'm already like, man, it's spring 2021. Outriders is gonna be that game, y'all. That's gonna take it to the next level. The Dirt 5 port just showed people that Stadia is ready to turn up, right? And then I hop on Outriders, and I know that it's not Stadia specific thing because I'm playing hundreds of other games on Stadia, right? So I'm like, damn, okay, cool. I'm not even worried. I was worried about the server disconnects. That pissed me off a little bit because that should have been handled. It should have been addressed after the demo. But look, we got a pandemic going on. I don't know how hard it is for that stuff to happen behind the scenes. So I'm gonna leave that alone, right?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the gameplay experience that I've just paid $60 for. It wasn't a pro title. It should not have been a pro title, right?
Yeah.
But it was one of the most highly anticipated games, y'all. I'm a Destiny 2 head. I love Destiny 2. I love the Destiny franchise. I love Borderlands and other looter shooters or whatever, right?
Yep.
It wasn't there, y'all. The performance wasn't there. I go live all the time, unedited, uncut, and raw. Whatever happens, happens. Like y'all see me. Like I said, I had a hiccup with the CCU. I didn't hide that into making excuses. I said things happen, y'all. You know my motto. If you're not having issues, then you're not having a good stream. That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some kind of issues. If not, it's just going to be it's just hard to believe, when everything goes right. But Outriders just was not, the performance of the game is just not there yet. Okay, so I was telling people this early, MM2K. Here's Project Storm. I'm trying to be honest. I love Stadia more than I love my pet beta fish, man. You know what I'm saying? I love Stadia that much. But how can I be on stream giving y'all a 4K 60 stream now, right? And every now and then there's a hiccup.
Yeah,
and then there's a hard freeze. And then
Yeah.
there's lag. And then my character turns around and aims the wrong damn way.
Yeah.
Like, how can I do that to the people, MM? That's what I'm asking y'all. So the game wasn't ready. That's what I said. I said it is going to be a great game. It is going to be a great game. I like the game. The gameplay gets smoother at times. I said all that. Then people like Bibbidi Bop stopped by, my brother. MM2K stopped in the chat live, y'all. Other people in here stopped by the chat and was like, Storm, I don't know, man. Like, it must be something going on with the stream at the time, right? And I know that y'all was saying that it could have been a little bit of visual discrepancies going on, right? Mm-hmm. But then I looked at my stream after the show, after everything was over, and I only had like 24 drop frames out of 46,000 plus frames at the time, at that point in the video when I was looking at. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, bro, then you got into it, Moss, about your troubleshooting. I was like, okay, cool. But I don't have a G-Sync display and all that stuff. So that's not helping me. So I got more pissed off at that point because I don't even have a G. And then I'm mad now because I don't have a G-Sync display.
Oh, you don't have a G-Sync?
No, I don't. I have the FreeSync, TV with
I got you.
and all that built in, right? So I'm like, okay, now I'm mad because MM might be having a better experience than me when he turns G-Sync off and all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So then I started thinking about it. I said, nah, man, we got a messed up port. Mm-hmm. We got an earlier version of this game, y'all. They did us wrong. That's how I felt. I still feel that way. They did us dirty, man. I felt like the consoles got priority. They got the privilege over this cloud and PC gamers, y'all.
Yep.
That's how I feel. I'm gonna leave it right there so you can give some of your take, man.
Yeah. Look, and while you're doing that, it's not. I don't want y'all to think that I'm in outer space land somewhere. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is, and I'm gonna show y'all what we talking about. Because Storm is, there's truth. There's not but truth to what he's saying, and I get it. There might be some of y'all that are listening to this to, like Storm said, or having a good experience. Like, I know I've seen it with my own eyes. Like, I watched Brian Chappelle's stream, and I'm like, whoa, like that's a flat 30. I don't experience a flat 30 in the quality mode. I don't experience nowhere near 60 in the what's it called mode. I did. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. When the game first launched, and shout to Raven Anime, a big Geforce Now person. He was there with me through every step of the way, man. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for your support and all that good stuff. He was there when I did the members first look stream. He was there when I did the live public stream on Stadia Dosage News, and he was there when I did the subsequent stream on Stadia Dosage Streams when I went off. He was there for all of it. And when we first booted up the game, I was like, yo, and I say we, because Raven Anime was there with me, felt like he was sitting right next to me. You know what I'm saying? When we booted up the game, I was like, yo, this look kind of janky. But then we started moving through the game, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, it's progressively getting better. I'm like, Raven Anime, can you see it? He's like, yeah, okay. I was like, all right. So I'm playing it, and I'm like, man, there's a bunch of stutters and stuff like that. So I ended that, went to the public stream. While I'm in the public stream, it was still a little bit janky, but it was okay. It was a lot better than what I'm experiencing now, though. I'm going to say that. It was a lot better. And go back to that video, check it out. It was a lot better than what I was experiencing now. It looked a lot better, too. Then I had to cut that stream. Had to go pick up my wife. Came back. I was going to go live again, but then I saw my brother Storm was live. I said, no, let's not overlap like that. So I'm watching his stream. But while I'm watching his stream, I'm playing too. So I said, yeah, this is still chopped up. Let me try some things. I was trying different things. And then I said, oh, you know what? A trick that worked for me on Cyberpunk, when I was having issues with Cyberpunk at launch, when everybody else's version was fine, was I turned off G-Sync. Yeah. So I went and turned off G-Sync, and I was like, oh.
And let me stop you. I saw the change at the time, MM. I saw it. That's
what you saw, bro? No, not to cut you off.
But I saw the smooth. Look. In the city, MM, I know you're going to break down your thoughts, bro, but I got a jacket for a minute, right? In the city, MM, I saw you go to the city, bro. I'm on my 3080, and I'm like, damn, after this change that MM2K did, everything was smooth in the city. But when I got to the city on Stadia and on my PC, I could not have a good experience with that city. Well, I just couldn't, bro.
What you saw when I did the original G-Sync thing, before the servers went down, this is all pre-servers going down. thinking
Right.
the AD and BC. This is pre-server going down. Y'all, I never recorded that. I was sitting there doing that while you was live. When I recorded that, when I did that, no problems. Like 90% of the problems was gone.
I saw you breaking something down. Didn't
you saw me breaking it down, but that was after the server went down. Once the server went down and it came back up, Outriders, for me at least, reached a level of jankiness that can't nothing fix it. Things can make it slightly better, but can nothing fix it. But I'm telling you, and I think Raven might have been there, or no, because I wasn't recording it. I was doing it while I was watching you. That's why when you was in your stream talking about, yo, this, that, and the other, and I was like, Storm, no, try turn the G-Sync off. I'm telling you it worked, because it had just worked for me. And then you finally went off. And then I was going to go live, and Raven Anime was there for this, but then the servers went down. And I was like, damn, y'all. So then, me, Raven, Anime, I think Kessel Runner was there, a bunch of us. I just started playing Immortals Phoenix Rising. And then somebody came back in the stream and was like, yo, Moss is back up. Let's see this G-Sync thing. That's the word. Boom, 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 boom. Got over there, went back on that mug. Man, that thing looked like peas porridge in the pot. That shit looked ugly as hell. Excuse my French. Bro. It looked horrible. It was stuttering. It was garbage. It was trash.
I didn't see that. I'm glad I didn't. I didn't see that, man.
Oh, it was embarrassing. I'm telling you, there was a time when I used to stream on Twitch, Storm, and my PC was giving me problems, and come to find out it was because of a faulty cord I had. I remember I was talking to you about it, and I was on stream, and my homie Cold Blood Sensei was clowning me. He's like, man, you sound like you about to cry, you little punk. He was calling me all types of stuff, right? Because I was like, dang, man, what's wrong? I can't get 60 frames. I was sitting there doing all this whining.
Oh, man.
That was more embarrassing what I saw. And Raven Anime was there. Raven Anime's in the chat. That was more embarrassing than what I experienced with Cold Blood Sensei clowning me, bro. Everybody was like, what the? That's like, ooh, what is you playing? Ooh, like I was slobbing the 90-year-old woman upstairs that just wears half the bra. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, what is you doing? Ooh. So,
hey, bro. All I'm saying
Storm, go ahead, because I'm gonna do something behind the scenes.
Right,
go ahead,
do that real quick. So, y'all, this is all I was saying, man. So then after my stream, you know, in the chat, Bibbidi Bop came in, for example. He came through. I gotta shout out and highlight my brother, man. He came through, kept it real. Said, nah, man. He agreed with me at one point. Like, it's not just Storm, stream or whatever the case was. He started having issues as well in the CCU.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then I started hearing more and more people saying, yo, I'm having issues with the game. And then I started seeing other people's gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Like Marchief and other people and stuff, man. I was like, yo, wait a minute. I knew I wasn't going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I knew something. I can instantly tell y'all when I do my little test that I do, when I turn that camera left and right, I have 120 hertz TV, right? Samsung Q80T for those who don't know. All right. $1,700 TV that I paid. I paid $1,700 for it, right? 65-inch. Yo, when I'm playing certain games on Stadia, like yesterday's stream when I played Destiny 2, Division 2, and all that stuff on my TV, yo, it was so amazingly smooth, y'all, that I swear it felt better than my Series X. And I always tell people that Stadia plays better than my Series X in the browser. That's no lie. You can't challenge somebody that's putting the content out here. It's right there. The proof is in the pudding. So then I and it was sad. I wasn't happy that I had found that others were having issues. I was sad because here's another game on Stadia that could have been a huge bullseye.
Yes.
I'm surprised that the media didn't run with this one. Maybe, just maybe, either they are forgetting about Stadia or they're just saying, you know what? Man, Stadia is getting great games. So who are we to talk? I don't know what the case is, but man, that right there should have been more worthy of a S storm than some of this other news that we run into. But look, I was very concerned, man. Then I found out that there was a earlier version, like a demo version of the game. MM, can you imagine how I felt, man? So I refunded the game. Before I found out what version it was. If y'all go back to our breakdown of Serious Sam 4, we're going to keep it real. We are going to disagree heavily behind the scenes, y'all, about certain things to make sure that we have it right. Am I right, MM?
Facts.
To make sure that we have it right before we go live to y'all, right?
Yep.
But we agreed on Serious Sam. Boom. Far Cry 5. We agreed on that. it was 30 FPS, a blurry one at that. Boom.
Yeah.
Other games, and this is what we're talking about. So please don't think that we're just the resolution champs out here, just looking for the most nitpicky of things. But if I'm telling you I play on a 65-inch display, which I'm going to get into later when we start talking about these articles that we're going to break down, right? I play on a 65-inch TV. Not a whole lot of people do that, right?
Yeah.
But when I tell you that Stadia works flawlessly on that TV, it's mind-boggling, man. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah. See, and here's the thing. This is what I get. This is what I was going to do. I'm going to show y'all real quick. Hold on 1 second. So, oh no, it's not even popping up. It's so janky right now. So what I was going to do, just to show y'all that we ain't capping, is I was going to contrast playing this on GFN and then playing this on Stadia. I had everything set up, but now GFN's acting janky. Now I can't even get into it. But y'all can't even see that. It's just saying connecting. So I can't even do that. But I'm going to tell y'all this. And again, this may hurt the ears, but it's not carte blanche for the whole platform. It's for this particular game and however this deal landed or whatever transpired with this game. I'm telling you, if you go to GFN, we are heavy critics of GFN. I don't know if Storm played it on GFN, but I went to GFN.
Man, I'll tell you what I ran into recently. Go ahead, though. I'll let you finish first.
I put that mug on.
I got some great things to say about GFN today, but go ahead.
I put it on medium-high settings. I took off the motion blur. I put on the DLSS. And it ain't the prettiest game. It's prettier than what it looks like on Stadia. But it's smooth. It's smooth like butter. Is there dips and stuff? Yeah, because there's something wrong with the base game. Is there dips here and there? But it ain't got the jaggers and the flaggers like Stadia. So this is what I'm surmising. And shout out to people like Akash Storm who brought this up.
Straight up.
When we were talking about this earlier, we was getting this directly from Square Enix. Square Enix said, and I'm paraphrasing, we can't wait to give you this game in the top-notch quality, you know what I'm saying, and top-notch performance. That was their words. So if we're hyped about this game, this ain't one of them cases where the Stadia community hyped themselves up, was playing hacky sack and got all excited for nothing. Square Enix went out there and then went and hit their Instagram, start putting pictures out there. Got us all happy to give us what they give us. When Storm done told you, because he shows you every day, that Stadia is way more capable. My question, and I don't know where you land at on this, Storm, but my question has to go to Square Enix because they won for 3 as far as I'm concerned. They had what
don't
Final
say
Fantasy?
Final Fantasy because I want to kick
Final Fantasy 15.
That one.
Octopath Traveler and now Outriders. Octopath Traveler, you can optimize that on a piece on a candy bar.
How did it perform? How did it perform though?
What, Octopath Traveler? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it was good. But come on, you can put that on anything. You know what I'm saying? That ain't a testament to nothing. But when it comes to their AAA games, it's like their effort is half-ass. And it's one thing, Storm, for Square Enix to do this. We've had this with ports, like Ubisoft. You know what I'm saying? We question Ubisoft.
Yeah.
But my question to Stadia is, and again, this is not a referendum on the whole platform. This is me asking y'all, why did y'all do this? Why would y'all go on a award tour like y'all Tribe Called Quest with these mugs talking about this game being on the platform with it launching this way? I get it. I'm not calling my people Clive and Squared out in the chat. And I'm not calling y'all liars. I've seen it with my own eyes. I saw Brian Chappelle's gameplay. I've been sharing y'all stuff. But the fact of the matter that too many of us are having horrible experiences to where we can't even play the game. They didn't put their best foot forward, for one, as they claimed they was going to do. And two, y'all going to publication interviewing about this experience like it's something to be proud of. And I get it. Y'all got to get what y'all can get because y'all at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to attention. I understand that. I get it, Stadia. That, you got to take, but don't rub it in our face. Like if you're getting a game and the game may start off janky, maybe talk to Square Enix about the rhetoric. Like that rhetoric is what kind of made this worse than what it was. You know what I'm saying? And then also you too, I know you want to get attention for the platform, But maybe not off the backs of bad ports like this. Maybe listen to the homie Doc Dark. Maybe take note of some of the things we're going to talk about in this next segment/debate. But not like this, man. I wanted to show y'all GFN's thing because they really optimized it for GFN. But for Stadia, it doesn't put the platform in a good light. And that's all I got to say about it.
And that's my only take, man. That's my only take, because again, people could have run with that narrative like crazy, y'all. Like, and then we wouldn't have any comeback, right? Yeah. Now, so I heard some people, and I'm not going to say they were making excuses, because some of that stuff is factual. Games come out in rough phases sometimes. They just come out like that, and then you have to pass these games up. That's the nature of how we're playing games today. That's the world we live in, right? Yeah. We can name hundreds of games that has released in a broken or unplayable or unsatisfactory fashion. But when it came to Outriders, y'all, I just want to remind you, man, I can't say that everything was server side.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that, because if people are still having issues, I almost repurchased the game yesterday. I really was thinking about it hard. I say, look, let me repurchase this game again. Just
not yet.
Because some people like Squid. Shout out to Squid, man. Squid over in AZ, man, over in Arizona, was having a good ass time. Made me feel some type of way. Made me feel like I was a damn fool and a damn liar, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, his gameplay was smooth when I saw it, but then I saw that hiccup and I was like, okay, I'm not going crazy, but overall, Squid's gameplay was smooth as hell. He's able to kill things and have a good experience on the game. And I'm sure some of you other players out there are doing the same thing. So I do want to reemphasize that. I know that some people can live with what we're talking about, those performance issues and stuff. But then they came out and said that the Stadia version, the patch will be coming at a later time. They patched up the console version, which again shows me that they heavily emphasize the console versions of the game. They put them first. I don't have to sugarcoat that and dance around it. You know what I'm saying? They put the console version of the game first. That's the way it seems. All right. I think that's messed up. Then I saw on Reddit, and I don't ever really go to Reddit. Sometimes it could be hell on wheels over there. Sometimes, I stop by
just peek in every now and again,
just to peek in. Yeah, man. Yo, and I saw somebody say, what did they say about the game? Damn, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I'll say that much. It wasn't good about the game, in the state that the game released or whatever. And I was just like, that's what it's all about. So look, we don't have to continuously beat this one up. A lot of you gamers out here in the chat, you have tried the game. You know what we're talking about. I haven't run across a person who hasn't had any issues with the game. And I'm talking about away from server side. Some people are just oblivious to it. They don't even know what the hiccups are. They don't even care. They just want to shoot people in the head and enemies in the head and use their abilities, right? So that's what I'm talking about. I see it from all angles, y'all. But that's how I feel about Outriders, man. One day, and I know that the patches are coming. We had to say that the patches are coming. But my question was, when? On my live stream, when is that patch coming? Because I only got 2 hours to make up my mind. 2 hours of gameplay. And y'all know I could go through 4 hours of gameplay in one sitting. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I had to let that go. I really did.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't want to beat it up like you said, but it is what it is, and we got to be truthful. We got to be honest here. And my message is twofold. My message is, I don't want nobody to, because I don't want nobody to think that I'm doubting their experience. Like Squid and the people that said that they weren't getting issues. I believe people Squid, like that.
He ran into issues. On stream it just looked good. He was doing no commentary. It was just his gameplay that told me that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to doubt anybody that even outside of that said they're not getting any issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was looking at, really the most impressive one that I saw was Brian Chappelle's gameplay. Shout out to him in the Nerf report. But I even
I do have something I need to say about that one too. But go ahead.
But
it's not cousin, bad. It's not all bad either.
My cousin called me and was like, now I had my brother and my cousin call me. Now me and my brother, we game share. And he was trying to be nice. He was like, yo, don't buy Outriders. We can game share. He said, because I know we game at different times. I'm like, bro, I already got it. And don't buy it. He's like, oh no. He's like, no, I'm already watching your live stream. He said, I'm not buying it. I said, okay. So then my cousin called me and he was like, yo, I've been checking out your content and I want to get that. I want to play that Outriders. I don't want to play it on the One or the PlayStation 4. I mean, yeah, the PlayStation 4. I want to play it. It's a little jazzed up. So I'm getting that Stadia. And I'm like, all right. This is before it launched. So he got it, I guess, and then he was about to buy Outriders, and he was like, yo, something about Outriders. I'm like, no, don't get it yet. Don't get it yet. Because my brother lives down south, but my cousin lives close to me. I was like, no, don't get it, because we basically going to be running off the same servers. He was like, nah. He was like, I'm not having a problem. And I'm like, yo, you for real, T? He's like, nah. And I know my cousin. He don't play that janky stuff. So I don't know what's going on. I know there's some people that are not having problems. There are some people that are having problems. And there are people that are cognizant to stutters and stuff like me and Storm that aren't. But regardless of all, and I'm not denying y'all. If y'all say y'all ain't having no issues, I'm going to take y'all at y'all word. Regardless of that, too many of us are. And this platform is better than that.
That's the point.
The platform is better than that. And we can't accept that. I don't think we can accept that. So, and we definitely can't accept this Storm. Not because it was a bad port. Bad ports are going to happen. But my question to Stadia is, where was the checks and balances? Like, okay, you got this bad port. And it is what it is. It's got to work and iron itself out. But then y'all mugs went on an award tour. Y'all went to different publications. It was like, yeah, this, that. So you were underlining the false narrative. That's what the perception is. It looks like y'all were underlining the false narrative that Square Enix was giving us. Square Enix told us we was going to get top-notch performance and fidelity, and that was the farthest thing from the truth. This is our Cyberpunk on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, as far as I'm concerned.
Didn't know, which is another issue, but maybe they really didn't know because of the nature of the game and the hype surrounding the fanfare surrounding the game. They was just like, yo, let's get it to the people. We are proud to bring you this game. I could see them feeling that way too,
And that's where the checks and balances they got to get better. They got to get better.
Yeah. If we're keeping it real, but
this wouldn't happen anywhere else like this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I want to real quick. I want to highlight what the homie Happy Cloud Gamer, y'all. Happy Cloud Gamer has been around for a long time. If y'all don't know who he is, what are you doing? Living under a rock if you don't know who Happy Cloud Gamer is. But he said, look, we don't need to defend the platform. It's not the job we need to do. But we can call them out if they do good or bad. If it's Stadia, xCloud, Luna, GFN, but the Outriders issue is a dev problem. Now, it seems like he's asking a question on that right there. I think it's very much so a dev or a publisher problem. Or both, right? I don't think it's a Stadia. Like I said, if I'm running 100 extra games the way that they're supposed to be run, and then I come over here and I run Outriders on the same platform, same setup, same everything, right? And I stream it the same way and I do everything I normally do, right? Of course, it's a dev problem, in my opinion. Now, you might give a different take, but I think it's definitely a dev problem. You know why? Because that version said version what? 1.00?
Yeah, it's a dev.
It wasn't 0.004 whatever like that I had on the Series X. I could tell you that much. When that version of the game is running super polished. So I just wanted to touch on that though. But good question overall.
I think it's a dev problem for the technicality of the issues. Under no shape, form, or fashion did Stadia say it's okay for y'all to half-ass this. I don't think they wanted that at all. I think they came to them with a bag of money, some more money. Shout out to them. The hell with Jason Schreier. Don't listen to that fool. There's a reason why y'all are in the boardroom and he's behind the typewriter. Give the money if you got it. You know what I'm saying? But they gave them a bag of money and they said, look, man, how can you push this up? And Square Enix twisting their mustaches. Yeah, we can. You know what I'm saying?
And they just probably came out on this one though. I don't know if the bag of money came out.
I think
why?
It did.
Because I'm seeing more and more about how these devs and publishers are happy to get their game in other places where people can get their hands on them. So right here, discourse, disagreement, does it mean that we don't see eye to eye? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? I feel now on Cyberpunk, I felt that way. But on Outriders, I don't know. I think people can fly would definitely have wanted to put their games, a new looter shooter, on every platform that they could.
Oh, no. I'm not saying of the fact that they put it on here. I'm talking about day and date. To push up to day and date. To make that day and date, I think they came through with an extra bag to make that day and date. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if
they broke out the bag on this one, man.
I think they did, right, and I think Square Enix was just like, oh, hell yeah, we can, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's the Square Enix thing.
I don't think they broke out the bag because if I gave you a bag and you released that, man, let me watch my tongue. You release a game in that state, MM2K, that is a problemo. I need my bag back. I need my bag back, bro. And I want interest now.
Hey, you can say the same thing about Far Cry 5 and a lot of the games that they put out there. We know Stadia paid good money to get them games on Ubisoft from there. They was hitting Ubisoft up with like 10 million a pop or something to get them Watchdog Legions to do that. And look what they did. Look how they got shysted there. You know what I'm saying?
According to who? That's what I'm saying. I don't know how much money they put out there unless they Google say themselves that, yeah, we dropped that bag, 10 million. Because I'm not going for it no more, man. I'm not going for it. I don't know who said what, man.
I don't know. I don't doubt what Jason Schreier said. I just don't like the context that he tried to put it in. Google is paying money to get people to put these games on here. And it's only common sense they got to do that for the simple fact, we're in the middle of COVID. You know what I'm saying? So work conditions are a lot more stringent. You got more people that are demanding games. So you got to whip out games, faster, and it's just they're just getting more feverish about it. And here you got this platform Stadia that has a lower player base at the moment. It's going to grow. It's going to get bigger. That's demanding for you to put your games on their platform the same time that you put everyone else's. So that automatically puts us at the bottom at times. You know what I mean? And I get that. My thing is that if somebody comes through a little shady with it, like how Square Enix did and what they said, because we can all agree, hopefully, that when they said we was going to get the best performance and the best quality, they weren't being 100% straightforward on that. My problem is...
That's my problem.
My problem is Google saying, or Google kind of like or Google shaking hands on that comment by going on world tours with them at different publications. Another example, Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal was a great game. But when Marty Stratton, I think it was Marty Stratton when he got on stage, did he not say native 4K, right?
Native 4K, I remember.
He said native 4K, not Stadia, right? It was him.
Yeah.
Stadia never went on and was like, yeah, Doom, native 4K. Yeah, they never underlined the BS that they said. That BS laid upon Marty Stratton and Ed Software's lap. And now with them signing the deal with Xbox, we kind of understand why it probably wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But that's here nor there. The difference this time, though, Storm, is that they went with them, sat with them in interviews while these mugs pretty much told us something that wasn't true.
But see, I don't know, again, at that phase, the game had been pushed back or whatever, right? Think about it for a minute, right? Maybe they thought that target, maybe they thought it was possible. They thought it was achievable, right? We can, we got Stadia's tech in our hands right now, in-house. The dev kits are amazing. We're able to do great things, right? But then when you start turning everything up and optimizing whatever they have to do, then they might do a little bit of dynamic resolution and stuff like that to get to where they need to be. I just don't know how much Stadia knows. And this is why it's great to have these discussions, man, because people think on both sides of the fence, man. So we have to have these, is what I'm thinking, man. Yeah. But either way, it's interesting as hell, good to be a part of.
I just think that, if your client, like, I shout out to the homie David Jaffe. David Jaffe came out there and said, he always gets on Xbox for their quality control. And he says, look, PlayStation, they're going to do litmuses. They're going to test the game. They're going to try. They're going to, stress test and all that other stuff. And if things ain't shaking out, they're going to tell you, look, you got to understand how important this game is to us. What is it that we need to do? Who is it that we need to deploy to make this better? You know what I'm saying? And I think I get where Stadia may not be able to do it exactly like PlayStation because they don't have the bargaining chips, you know what I'm saying, that a PlayStation has. But at the same time, what you're saying, Storm, could be right. But if it is right, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying there's not quality control there. But if your partner's going to make them lofty claims, you better be able to make sure that they can deliver that at launch. And it's very clear. This is not an issue that subsided after a day or two. We're almost a week after launch, or we're creeping up on a week after launch, and it's the same thing for many of us. So my lesson to Stadia would be, you can't help the port. You're not working on the port, but if your partners is sitting there selling hopes and dreams, before you co-sign on it even further, make sure that you checking that stuff out and you're kicking the tires on it more thoroughly, because by you doing that, co-signing on pretty much what they're saying, that led to a lot of false hopes and a lot of disappointed people. So that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah. Great thoughts. So what I was going to say though, to wrap up the whole the video that Brian Chappelle dropped, when I watched that video, and shout out to Brian Chappelle for the work he puts in, man. You know what I'm saying? I've watched tons of his videos, right? Tons of his content. Check it out.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, Bryant. Like for some, it felt to me that Bryant was more. He was just going in like the name of the planet, Enoch and stuff like that. He was really going in on a level of the storyline and all that stuff. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it just, I don't know. I just want to ask Bryant what fueled his what motivated him to do that, you know, to drop the video he dropped, you know. Like mine was basically about the performance, you know. For his, it was a combination of things, you know what I mean? Like that's what I wanted to say earlier about it.
Yeah,
but check that out. I
think Brian is less on the quality side like we are, and more on the the information and entertainment side. So I think it was more or less him just looking at the game in entirety and just poking fun at the game, not so much the Stadia version, but the game.
That's what I was. Yeah, all right. Because I was trying to figure it out for a minute, you know.
But with that said, yeah, y'all are definitely sharing y'all thoughts in the chat. Definitely. Thank you so much for keeping this chat live. And if you want to catch our attention, because we're about to get into a heated discussion, hit that super chat button. We'll stop what we're doing in the middle of us spitting on our pop filters, because we're about to do it, y'all. We're about to. And Clive, I'm glad you're here. Clive and Rev, I'm glad both of y'all are here for this one.
I said, man, we should hit Clive and Rev up, man.
Please don't go for this one. Hey, look, if we could afford for the show to go to 3 to 4 hours, I'd invite them on, because trust me, it will be a lively one. But we're about to do it. So hold on, let me get the article up right now. The article of contention. Yes, baby. Hold on, I think I might already have it up.
But while you're looking for it, Clive said, I think in Doom case it was aspiration when it came to crunch problems. Decided better to upscale from 1800p in order to maximize gameplay. It worked very well. I'm very happy with that game. I did hear you say, MM2K, Doom Eternal was a great game or something. Yeah. Was? Bro, you said was, man?
Well, when I'm saying was in past tense, because I'm talking about this, we're well beyond its lease, but it is a great game. I'm just saying.
You got to correct that when you're talking about one of my favorites of all time.
That's a very plausible way to look at it. Clive, but you know me, I'm Mr. Unplausibility. I got the tinfoil hat on. That makes sense. I just find it too eerily convenient that they were adamant about 4K native, and then all of a sudden they got it at 1800p, the same exact resolution as Xbox.
Xbox.
Something about that just don't sit right.
Well, some people might say Stadia can't handle 4K, but then I think about Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Boundary said with hitting native 4K and other stuff. And I wanted to do two different types of games. One's twitchy, one's an adventure exploration type game and all that, right?
Yep.
I get it. I get all that, man. But we do have native 4K games on the platform. We do.
Yep. All right. So let's do it, y'all. This is the debate of all debates. This is the Wired article from my good friend, our good friend, Adrian So of Wired. And she has an article that says, let's just agree that Stadia is actually fine. The subtitle is, so Google's cloud-based gaming service isn't perfect, but for plenty of players, it's enough. All right. And she goes to talk about her experience of writing a piece about Cyberpunk 2077 that she was only allowed to play, or she was only able to play, because of Stadia. Now, before her playing Stadia and Cyberpunk 2077 on the platform, she was one of those people that had the platform, really didn't care for it, threw it down. I apologize for all of y'all that watched my video yesterday. This is going to sound like a regurgitation of that.
Not really, because I'm gonna give my take on it.
She played it. She was like, nah, this ain't for me. She was like her colleagues, threw it in the back. It collected dust, right? But then she wanted to play Cyberpunk 2077. So in order for her to play it, she had to play it on Stadia because she couldn't get it, wouldn't play anywhere else. And the only other console that she had was a Nintendo. So she's a Nintendo casual, right? Okay, so cool. So she plays it. She didn't like the Cyberpunk experience all the way through, but then she started to fall in love with the Stadia experience. So then as she's playing the Stadia experience, and she says, now once I had it, talking about Cyberpunk, I just kept playing on it. After I gave up on Cyberpunk, it's okay to give up, I started playing AC Valhalla. Then a friend messaged me to start playing PlayerUnknown's Battleground. Then Red Dead Redemption. For 4 months, I played almost every night on Stadia. You know what? The Stadia. Shout out to Rev in the chat.
Don't laugh. Don't laugh, bro.
The Stadia is fine. So this is to me and to many, this is and let us know how y'all feel about this in the chat, because I want to get y'all thoughts on this. This is a casual sending another love letter to casuals and sending an on notice letter to her colleagues, which is, y'all trying to make it seem like y'all don't understand why this platform exists. Y'all trying to make it seem like that the platform's business model sucks. Y'all trying to make it seem like that the platform has no need to be around and nobody's going to buy it. But I'm here to tell you this. And for instance, she says, hold on, let me see here. She says, as Nintendo, she says, now what person has high-speed internet and a decent TV, wants to play video games, and doesn't already own an Xbox and PlayStation or gaming PC? Surprise, it's me. As Nintendo discovered with the booming success of the Switch, there's a lot of us hobbyists, for lack of a better term, who still want to play big games, but don't have the time or space to invest in a really nice gaming setup. I love this analogy because y'all know I'm full of analogies. I wouldn't buy a carbon fiber racing bike for going to the grocery store, and I don't really need a super fast PC for falling off cliffs. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is a love letter to fellow casuals that are like herself, and like the aforementioned cousin I mentioned earlier, who love to play games but don't want to go through all these rigors to play them. That's who Stadia is for. That's who Phil Harrison said it's for. And it's also an on-notice letter to her colleagues. This is for people like me. And there's plenty of people like me out here. So stop all the foolishness about you don't know who it's for, it's going to die, and all the other stuff. Quote unquote, the Stadia is going to be fine. So let us know how you feel about this in the chat. That's my take on it. I know that's the take of some people in there, but Storm is going to give you a different take, which is his take. And we are interested to see where the chat feels about this. But go ahead, Storm.
Man, I saw it a little differently. I saw everything you're seeing, but I also, like I told you, remember when we talked about how some people, they're real sneaky about how they say certain things. Now, this is just my take. Now, when I'm reading and then some people are just not really up to task or updated on everything Stadia, right? But then they do these pieces, right? So this is just what I'm thinking. I don't know, Adrian. So I would never say that I think this is Adrian's, like, this is how she thinks. I hate what she said and stuff like that. I can't do that. But these are the types of articles that for me are hard to read at times. Like, they're hard to read and they're hard to kind of like pinpoint exactly what people are saying because of how things are written, right? So now, for people to understand what I'm saying, right? When you look at the article, it starts out a heartbroken piece mourning how much I dislike Cyberpunk 2077. I get that, right? A lot of feedback that I got centered on one detail, that I had played a game of this magnitude on a Google Stadia. On a Google Stadia. Now, I know what she's saying. Like, she got a lot of heat, like we did too, for playing the game on Stadia. You know what I'm saying? I get that, right? But then there's other things in here, like her colleagues, right, who really don't get down with Stadia, and that's fine. Not everybody's going to like Stadia. Don't we know that? But then you're saying the Stadia as like, so shout out to Grace Yang, community manager at Stadia, who has been on record to send a tweet out, saying that, or correcting people that was calling it the Stadia, right? Just correcting that. So I think this is where I'm coming from when I read things like this, right? It's kind of like, it's just my thoughts. So I want to know what you all think after this whole thing is over. But But in the title right here, it says, let's just agree at the very top in the title that Stadia is actually fine. That Stadia is actually fine. Not the Stadia, not a Stadia. But see, you got to read the piece, y'all. You got to read the piece to understand where I'm coming from, right? Because there's a lot of things in there that just made me scratch my head. And there's other things that pointed out that I could see where he's coming from. Like, she tried Stadia. Yes, she did. But I kind of thought it might have been one of those articles that was written to say, hey, colleagues, check this out right here. You know what I mean? Let's have some fun, because of how it was formatted, how it was worded, y'all. Like, you have to read the whole thing. I'm sad that we don't have time to read through it, but there's some things in there and I could point some of them out. Right. Now, not to mention the Stadia one, the Stadia, a Stadia. All right. Like right here in this paragraph, for it's titled, in the section titled "Mercenary for Hire," right? Says when it launched, Stadia was pitched as a way to make high resolution gaming much more accessible hobby, while other companies offer cloud gaming or online streaming gaming to a variety of devices as a mere add-on. Stadia is entirely on the cloud. You can play games on a device you already own or with a relatively affordable $69 controller. Still, it's not precisely true that you don't have to pay money, that you don't have money to play. That you don't have to have money to play on Stadia, right? If you're streaming games, paying for incredibly fast internet and a lot of bandwidth undoubtedly helps. Not only do I live in an area where fiber out there, all right, so right there, that's not it, right? But Moss, what I'm trying to do is get to the points that I have here, and I would have to read the whole dang article for it in order to do that. And now we don't have time for that, man. But so there's places in here, and I wish I had highlighted them. Let's see. I want to go down here. A colleague who shall remain nameless. Everybody wants to remain nameless. You know what I'm saying? They just do. Like, when it comes to stuff like this, that's why I'm always asking, who are you talking about? Who said this? Who said that Stadia paid $10 million? Who does? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So I'm looking for more clarification in these pieces when I read them. So it says, a colleague who shall remain nameless, mainly because this discussion was in the context of why won't you play with me on Stadia? Asked me if the Stadia is an entry-level console. All the games are so gamery. Now, I'm asking you all in the chat now. I don't know how that makes sense to you all. It damn sure didn't make a whole lot of sense to me as I was reading, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. It's not to trash her work. It is to say Project Storm is not going to fully buy into this article because I don't understand at times what's being said here. So then it says Stadia has been adding titles slowly, but it's a weird assortment with very few of the starter games that I often see recommended for the Switch. What? More and more Switch type games are coming to Stadia, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of threw me for a loop too. Like Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing, that makes sense to me because as I see it, the purpose of a Stadia is to play games that you would otherwise need expensive hardware to play. I agree with that, right? So so my issues are coming from how things are written, and then certain lines like let's see. My main problem right here, the participation trophy in that section, My main problem with Stadia is the fact that no one wants to play with me on a Stadia. A year after rollout, Stadia still has weird issues with crossplay. For example, with PUBG, a game that Project Storm knows very well, y'all. I play it all the time, right? I can only play against or with people who play with controllers, not a PC. Now, I'm asking, why would I even want to do that? Why would I want to play with PC gamers on Stadia when I'm using my controller? Now I guess you could use mouse and keyboard if that's how she wants to play. But I don't want to play with PC gamers because then that would uneven the playing field. So again, these are my questions. I just want you to understand why I feel the way I do about it. And I'm trying to give y'all my best take on why right here. When I was reading through it, there's some head scratching parts to this whole thing that it's kind of like distracting me. And I wasn't able to maybe get the clear picture. I don't know.
Well, here's the
let me finish though. Let me finish this one last part. So far, I have asked about 15 people to play with me and received polite or not so polite rejections. In fact, disclosure here, the only people I could find to play with me on a Stadia work at Google. Did you look for anybody to play on a Stadia with you? Did you put any effort into finding people to play on a Stadia? Because every time man, Moss, don't get me started, man. Every time we want to play with new people, we see them come on social media. Hey, y'all, we over here. Here we are. Boom. And I know that's what we did, right? We did that. We did that on Twitter. We went out there like, hey, here we are. But again, I thought about it and I'm like, man, I hope this is not one of those ones that sounds good on the surface, but it's really like, hey, I just wanted to get this piece out there. That's what I'm saying. Because then you go to the very last line, the very last paragraph, and then I'm done. If that applies to you, then the Stadia is the perfect console choice. Stadia is not a console, people. It's not a console. We're trying to get away from the console talk because the console sits under your display in the form of a box. You know what I'm saying?
You got to let me hop in here. Okay.
Hold on, bro. I'm almost done. I promise I'm almost done. I promise.
Hold on. Before you go, I'm going to let you go. But I'll let you go this whole time. So you gotta promise me.
I'm not gonna cut you off at all.
You can't interrupt me when I go because you gave me so much to work with. Go ahead, brother. I'm gonna let you finish.
But I gotta let the people know how I was feeling, man.
Okay, go ahead.
Years of quietly wondering about these big flagship games, old ones, but still in parentheses. Now, did you have to emphasize old games? That's what people do. That's what the haters say. Now, listen, I'm not saying that Adrian is a hater, but this is hater narrative, hater talk, hater language to me, bro. I now have the time and ability to play them slowly and with a lot of respawning. Come join me. All 5 of you are welcome to join my posse. All 5 of you. Who is she talking about? I asked you that. Who is she talking about? All 5 of you, because see, me having been attacked for playing Stadia, I've been told that there's only 5 of us over here. That is the magic number. 5, not 2, not 3, not 1. 5 people on Stadia. Now, hold on, Em, then I'm done. Be cool, everyone, I promise. The Stadia is fine. Now, I know she took some heat right there and all that stuff. I get all that. But do you get my points now, what I'm trying to say when I read through that? But go ahead, man.
All right. Uninterrupted, y'all. I let this brother go for 5 minutes, y'all. I want y'all to clock this. 5 minutes. All right. But I ain't going to go that long. Here's what I'm seeing, and I'm curious what the chat is seeing too, is that we talked about this before we went live too. G Billy said, MM2K, let the man speak. I let him speak. We always talk about here a diversity of thought. You got all types of gamers. You got gamers like we just talked about, and even content creators. We had the brother Brian Chappelle, who informs, but he's a lot more on the entertaining side as well. You have casual gamers, like my brother's a casual gamer that's on Stadia. He's on it for the same reasons that Adrian is on there as well. He don't care about getting games day and date. The only game that he cared about getting day and date was Outriders because he heard me hyping it up only for me to look like an ass in so many ways that he's like, oh, well, I better not get it. Then there's gamers like me and Storm that are more technical, that are on the facts that they're like, yeah, it's not the Stadia. It's Stadia, every I is dotted, every T is crossed. But regardless of how we communicate, how we think, how we act, we all make up the gaming community plethora, right? There are just some gamers that don't capture the lingo. Like this is Wired.com, right? So this isn't IGN or GameSpot or whatever. This is Wired.com. So you have a whole breadth of technological stuff covered, and then you'll have some people that as well that's covering this technological stuff that are gamers as well. So they're not always going to dot every I, cross every T when it comes to the reporting of everything related to gaming. They're going to use layman's terms for a lot of stuff. Now, it is true. I do agree with my brother Storm that there are some things, some technical things that she was loose on that she wasn't aware of. But despite all that, I think all that stuff is superficial. This is why I think it's superficial. It's superficial, and the reason why I think this is a good article is because for the last several months, and externally and internally, we've heard nothing but Stadia is dying. Stadia is, but this is happening with Stadia. It doesn't matter. It's about to die. But this is happening with Stadia. It don't matter. It's about to die. And this is coming from people that do dot the I's and cross the T's. They just like being doom and gloom about the platform. And you finally got a gamer who fits into the segment of the gaming community that can speak to the larger segment of the demographic that Stadia is to speak to, which is the casual, which the casual ain't going to know every single thing about Stadia. They're not going to know the pronunciation in certain things. All they want to know is this platform good enough for me? Is it a viable platform to play? And everything in this article, when you look at it in totality, says absolutely yes. And she's, instead of poking fun at Stadia, I see her more poking fun at her colleagues. When my brother Storm talk about the gamery part, she's poking fun at her hardcore gamer friends that asked her, well, why? He said, a colleague who shall remain nameless, mainly because this discussion was in the context of why won't you play with me on Stadia, asked me, why, if the Stadia is an entry-level console and all the games are so gamery? You know what I'm saying? She's saying to herself, what do you mean by entry-level console? Why does that matter? I'm playing games. I'm having fun. That's all that matters to me, and that's all that matters to casuals, and Stadia scratches that itch if you're that type of gamer. So I get it if you look at it from a lens of punctuation, of every single technical terminology being correct, then yes, this fell short of that. But that's not who she's speaking to. She's not talking to us. She's talking to the casual gamer who may have via IGN, GameSpot, or whatever been told that this platform is buggy, it's laggy, it doesn't work, it's not viable. She's telling them in their language why it is viable. So when you're in Rome, this is saying, when you're in Rome, do as the Romans do. The casuals don't give a rat's ass about whether it's Stadia or the Stadia. That's not going to stop them from buying it. That's stuff for me, Storm, Rev, Clive, Eddie. That's stuff that we care about. And this love letter to the casual and a warning to her colleagues, she's saying, stop with the, like my homie Next Gen 720 says, take the biggest knife out of the drawer and cut the bullish out. Y'all been running around here talking all this stuff about Stadia, about it not being a viable platform. I've been playing it, and I believed y'all crap at first. I let it collect dust. Now that I've been playing it, and I've got out of my silo, I'm here to tell y'all that y'all wrong. I'm here to let you know, casual, this is the platform for you. So it's like Doc Dart. Doc Dart, the homie, he goes out here and he creates these excellent videos, but they're not all right. Sometimes he'll say, Stadia, I don't understand how come you didn't promote this or you didn't promote that. And they have promoted it. So you'll see a Dustin or Rand come up in there, or even more of my Storm or myself correct them. But that's okay. I still think his content is powerful because it's speaking to the hardcore gamer who has been led astray and told that Stadia is trash. So I'm not going to hop on the technicalities, on the superficial stuff, and let it smother the overall message. And that's where I'm coming from here. I'm not going to let the technicality smother the overall message. When I look at this article, I see somebody, again, sending a warning shot to her colleagues. Stop with the silly pettiness, the gamery. That's what that means. What does that matter? What you talking about entry level? And I see her sending a love letter to the casual. You can come and play this game. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. Y'all can enjoy it too. Now I'm done. I shut up and I'll let you rebut.
All right. If I can't clearly understand what someone is saying, I don't want to read that. Bottom line, boom. That's how I feel. I told you. I shouted out John Scar, for example, in his work, Stadia Revolution, and so many others that write these pieces, right? I can connect with it. I look at you as now, see, and this right here is not to get, I told you, I don't know this individual, y'all. But when it comes down to what I prefer to read and what I see, what I get out of the actual article itself, you know, hey, look, it's to each his own. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. But this is how I feel like I do, because at times I didn't know what the heck was going on. I didn't know what she was trying to say. Like, now I tell you what, I could get you another article on the screen by another individual who's a female writer. Now, I just want to put that out there too for all the people that's just wondering anything in the background right now.
Put it in the DM. Put it in the DM. I'll pull it up too.
It's already in there. It's already in there. It's already in the DM.
Oh, okay, that one. No, let me pull it up.
It's already in the DM. MM2K. It's already in there, bro. So what I'm saying is, when you start putting stuff like that, who are the 5 people? I need you to break that down for me right now. I need you to break that down for me. Who are the 5 people?
When I saw that part, I looked at it.
Who are the 5 people that she's talking about?
When I saw that part, I looked at it like when you normally have a posse, you have a posse of, what is it? Isn't a posse like 5 or 6 people? Yeah, that's how I looked at it.
I understand that. Yeah, that's the posse on the game, right? But
yeah, like when you have a posse, there 5 more people can join me and posse up. But
right, so how?
But here's the thing. In my opinion, even let's just say if that is what she was doing.
I don't know who she's talking about. That's what I'm saying. She's talking about her colleagues. I just need a little bit more clarification. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. We would have to double check. But see, even at that, I'm not fixated on that sentence because it's just like garnish to a meal. It's like that little sentence to me is not going to ruin the article for me because it's garnish on the meal. She's doing something that I think we need right now. We needed a journalist to say to the other journalists from a noted publication, stop your BS. And that's what she's doing here to me in this article. I'm not worried about the garnish, but that's me. That's just me. But let me pull up this article.
Here's the deal. When I look at it again, you got to know how I think, man. Here it is. Let's just agree that Stadia is actually fine. Opinion piece, right? Yeah, you know, of course not everybody's going to agree with that, but why? What's the motivation? So Google's cloud-based gaming service isn't perfect, but for plenty of players, it's enough. Now, she started again, I repeat, by saying, when I wrote a heartbroken piece mourning how much I dislike Cyberpunk 2077, a lot of feedback that I got centered on one detail, that I had played a game of this magnitude on Google Stadia. I want to take this back to Alana Pierce, y'all. Big YouTuber. Y'all know who she is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Alana Pierce. She made a beautiful, brilliant Stadia video and then came back and changed her mind because she got so much flack and she stopped making Stadia videos. How do I know that? It's because I watched the content. I mean, she stopped making the video after she was praising Stadia for everything great about it that she was experiencing. Her experience with it was great at the time. She got so much hate that she came back and just stopped messing with it, man. So what I'm saying here is this piece centered around kind of like getting back or being sarcastic toward the people that got at her about her opinion and her thoughts or whatever and her preferences? Could that be bundled in too? Because I've seen some brilliant stuff that was written, but at the same time was a shot that was taken. So that's why I'm trying to be careful.
Here's the difference to me though from what Alana does. When Alana's speaking to hardcore gamers. This Adrian is not a hardcore gamer by all intents and purposes. She tells you that like in the first 2 periods. She says since his debut, Stadia hasn't exactly gotten glowing reviews, but I didn't really have a choice. The only other console I own is a Nintendo Switch. That tells you right there she's a casual. I'm sorry. And she had no other place to play Cyberpunk but Stadia, so she went back to a console that she originally had wrong conceptions of and left sitting back there. She's a casual gamer. Alana talks to hardcore gamers. That's more up your alley and my alley. So of course it's going to get our sensories growing more. But when you're in Rome, do as the Romans do. She's not going to talk like Alana when she's talking to casuals, because when you talk in that hardcore stuff like me, Storm, come on, brother. Now you had to be in a situation where me and you are hardcore gamers. Have you ever been sitting there talking to a casual gamer about a game and their eyes just glaze over? Or I gotta go. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, you've never had that experience, bro?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you had that experience, that means that the stuff and the way that we communicate and the way that we break it down, which is great for Stadia Dosage, which is great for SSC Podcast, which is great for the homie and your mama knows, Gondara, 6950, Charles Array, Crystal, they love it. But to the casual gamer, it's too much for them. It's too much. It's too much as I like to say, bibble babble, and I'm guilty of it too. I would be at work. I put a tweet out there like this. I was at work one time. I used to be at work all the time talking about games, and it was that one meme of the dude pulling out his Nintendo GameCube stuff, and he was hoping, that people would react like the girls to the right of that meme. That's how I used to be, and people would eyes would glaze over and be like, why did I ever mention video games to this dude? An article from Alana is going to do that to the casual. To where an article from this Adrian, who speaks the language of a casual, is going to hit home with them. She's going to use terminology that hits home. She's going to speak in a way that hits home to them. So that's why I say I don't want to put every article in the same bucket. There are articles that are meant to tantalize the hardcore. There's articles that's meant to tantalize the general gaming public. We focus a lot on the hardcore articles, because when you're hardcore, gamers like me and you, we're more focused on all of the I's being dotted, all of the T's being crossed, proper terminology, get the tech right. Come on, IG. You know what I'm saying? That's the hardcore stuff. But in what she was trying to do here in the casual thing, that's where we turn them off. Hence why, look, I'm going to throw this out there real quick too. This is going to make people mad, but it's the truth. There's a reason why, there's a lot, we're going to talk about this in the after show. There's a reason why Stadia, I feel, in my opinion, Google, maybe hasn't been forthright, maybe called up Project Storm, maybe called up MM2K. Hey, yo, I got 50 codes for y'all, and I want y'all to host this event for me. They maybe went to Kareem Javin, went to, what's the other homie? Oh, man, I forgot his name. The other, Juggernaut. They went to them because... What we do here is we're gatekeepers to an extent. We tantalize and we service people that are already sold on the platform. We speak your language. But for those that aren't sold on the platform yet, those that aren't, you know what I'm saying, that don't know that are still in the idiot herd in a lot of cases, our words ain't going to mean nothing to them. All it's going to be is corporate shill.
Yo, bro. I get all that, bro. What I'm saying is, here's my thought, though, as I'm reading the article, y'all. Then I'll let it go when you're ready to let it go now. But look, here's what I'm going to say, MM, and you know how we do, man. Stadia, it says again right here, and I'm going to read it one more time, man. Stadia has been adding titles slowly, but it's a weird assortment. I think it's a great assortment. MM, we've been on record talking about it. Clive, Rev, other people talking about how great that, hey, it's a gaming platform that they're building for everyone, right? So how is that a weird assortment? This is why I feel the way I do, bro. It's all in the wording of the individual. Now, look, it also says with very few of the starter, in parentheses, starter games, which cool, that's fine. I don't care about that. Games that I often see recommended for the Switch, like Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing, right? Now, of course, she goes on to say that makes sense to me because as I see it, the purpose of a Stadia, it's kind of like she's like saying, okay, here's this thing that it's like a little, and I see that part. And it could be like, yo, I found this gem. I didn't realize Stadia was so awesome because my colleague used to trash it so much that they let it collect dust. It was a dusty Stadia. Do you have to put that in the mindset of people, man? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, you do. You know why?
All right, so okay.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna explain to you why that was important.
You have to put the dusty part out there. Hey, a Stadia. This is what I would have said. I think is a version of like Stadia that I hadn't played in a while. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about if I'm really trying to write a professional, attention grabbing piece that where people can come back. Even Stadia gamers will come back and read my next piece. You see what I'm saying? Like a Project Storm will come back and check this out because of how I worded everything. Now we're gonna get into the next article and it's gonna show you how it's done. And I guarantee you, there won't be but one problem that you might find.
Let me ask you a question. So I'm going to follow up with this.
It's all about how it's written.
We talk about this all the time. Why do we think that Stadia doesn't or Google doesn't call up me and you, Storm, drop us with 50 codes and say, all right, look, we want y'all to host this event for us. Why do we think they don't do that?
We give our honest take on stuff, man.
No, because we ain't bringing in no new people. We ain't bringing you. Storm, you know better. Storm, I'm gonna beat your legs in on that one, brother. You know better than that.
Hey, but Mark,
we don't bring in no new people.
About too, how you talking about how Google's on the Award tour, like you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's shame on them for that. Definitely.
So I'm just saying, you think they're gonna send you the invite? Like, come on over here, M2K, man. Yeah, we gonna.
But even before we did that, Or there's a lot of people that ain't never said nothing negative about Stadia that still don't get no burn. Want to know why? We talked about this because we're a lot of us in the community. We're not bringing in new people. They went to Juggernaut and Kareem Joven, and there's some people. I ain't gonna name any name. You know this person.
I agree with them for doing that.
You know, hey Storm. You know this person, and I know this person. There's somebody that we know that do a lot of content elsewhere, and they was getting codes when a lot of other people weren't getting codes. I ain't gonna say no names though, but there's a reason. Stadia,
I'm a recipient of one of those. Remember, Orcs Must Die. I got that right from Stadia.
I was talking about you.
See what I'm saying?
That's why I said it.
I had already been on record saying this though.
I was trying to slyly bring up you, but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your platform has an outreach where, you know, homies from what's it called? We Bleed Green. Oh, you see what Storm got up there? Let's check out that Xbox Series X. Mugs from 60 Legs, No Second from Porter Rock. Oh, you see Storm's PlayStation? Oh, that PlayStation now? You reach a plethora of people to where even me, myself included, I'm preaching to the.
So at one point they did notice the content. You know, so that's what I'm saying. What are we saying here? What are we saying?
I'm saying that I'm preaching to the choir. So what you're saying is, you're saying that you want an article to be effective to you at the risk of not being effective to the people that we need to come up. We're already here. And if we understand why Google's doing what they're doing, why can't Adrian do the same thing, have an article that speaks to the people that are not here? She's trying to convince people that are not here. The article that you brought up is a great article for us, but it's not going to bring new people over. But I'm going to pull it up. It's not going to bring new people over here. Her article is. I'm going to pull it up right now.
I still don't know who the 5 people were. See, I think if I understood who the 5 people were, it can't be her colleagues. You know why, MM2K? This is, again, y'all, this is how Project Storm, if y'all say shut up, if y'all want us to shut the hell up right now.
No, they love it.
But, check this out. Who are the 5 people, MM? It can't be her colleagues. You know why, y'all, chat? Because they let Stadia get dusty. I got a problem with that, man, as a Stadia gamer who knows the value of this platform. What the hell am I supposed to do? Go out there and say, yep, it's okay, you get a pass. That's a hell to the negative when it comes to Project Storm. You already know how I get down, man. Like, I don't sit there. I know. I'm just going to say, man, I know a wolf when I see a wolf, man. That's all I'm saying. That's just my opinion. She gave her opinion. I gave mine. I'm going to tell y'all there's another individual, a young woman who wrote an excellent piece.
Let's read this piece. Let's go ahead.
Bro, you ain't
I want you to explain to me how. I want you to explain to me how this is going to pull in casuals.
You could just put it on the screen. And I'll tell you.
It's on the screen right now. I'll read it. This is from Tabitha Baker. The best Google Stadia prices.
Tabitha. Now don't get her name.
Oh, my bad.
Tabitha, man. You already trying to tarnish my whole article, bro.
Stadia prices and sales in April 2021. Google Stadia's price confound many in its early days with talks of hardware you'll need and won't need in different subscription models floating around shortly after release. Over the last year, we've seen how the Google Stadia
I know price. She said the Google Stadia that one time. I told you.
Okay, the Google Stadia price works. Oh no, it's dead. No, though, and even few deals and discounts hitting the game streaming service in the meantime as well. Things can get a little complex when working out with Google Stadia's price system, but we're breaking it down right here as we'll show you how to cut some of the costs. What is the Google Stadia price? She said it twice.
Now you asked me, now wait a minute. You just asked me how is this going to bring in new Stadia gamers? I think you have already answered that first question that you had, because she's going to break down and show you right now how to cut some of the costs, the barrier of entry and all that stuff that we talk about, MM2K. But go ahead, my friend, go ahead. It's a long article, so if you want me to take over, I'll take over.
Say that again. It's a what?
It's a long piece. It's a long article. Long. Long. Long.
And this is, I'm going to read it though. This is a good article. But it's a good article for us.
Moss.
This is a good article,
brother.
I'm gonna keep reading it.
This is what I want to read. Now, this is Project Storm. For anybody that was confused, y'all, this is what Project Storm is talking about. It's not the individual themselves as a person. It's about what you're putting out here for the people.
I'm gonna read it, but again, If I'm thinking of this from a casual perspective, these first two paragraphs, my eyes are already glazed over. But I'm gonna keep
Man,
going.
look now. See if you're gonna.
What,
Okay, so now
what is the
hey,
Google?
yo, you know
I'm
what,
gonna read it. What is the Google Stadia price? If you're looking to stream games to your phone, PC, or Mac and pay each game you stream, the Google Stadia service itself is free. However, the Google Stadia Pro subscription.
Now the Google Stadia service, she wasn't now that right there, and I give her a pass because again. You got to give them a pass because some people are going to say
why you
Stadia,
give
like
her a pass
the
though?
The Switch,
some
the Xbox, and I get all that, right?
Why you giving her a pass though?
Keep on going.
I'm gonna beat his legs in. We're gonna give her a pass though. If you're going to stream games to your phone, PC, or Mac and pay for each game you stream, the Google Stadia service itself is free. Now she done already said the Google Stadia service three times.
Because it is the Google Stadia service.
Oh no, Google Stadia.
You can't just say Google Stadia service.
You can say Google Stadia.
Grammatical. Come on,
Google Stadia's Pro subscription offers access to a free game library with new titles added monthly as long as your membership is active. The Stadia
stop reading. Hey, chat, we're going to let y'all vote on what you think is the most well-written article when we're done with this one. Go ahead.
The Stadia Pro subscription costs $9.99 versus $8.99 a month. If you want to play on your TV, you'll need to pick up some specialized hardware, though you don't need this gear if you're just playing on mobile or your laptop. The Google Stadia controller, there we go again. That's four. No. That's three times. I'll give her a pass on the last
That's
one.
in the right context, my brother. See,
a Google Stadia controller. You ain't trying to tell me she couldn't have put a Google Stadia controller?
Can I read, bro? Can I read? Because you're trying to tarnish my article, man. I don't like that.
I'm just using the same logic, brother. If the other writer couldn't put the Google Stadia, why is she putting it here? She could have put a Google Stadia controller and a Chromecast Ultra.
See, now I'm understanding, man.
Are required to stream games to the big screen with the controller sitting at $69.99 and 59 euros. The Chromecast available for around the same price. However, to add another level of confusion over the Google Stadia price, you can grab both of these.
I said that. I told you. This is another person who used the Google Stadia, but the article is different.
It's hell of a lot cheaper than picking up both the controller and Chromecast Ultra separately, and you'll usually find discounts at Stadia Pro membership when you sign up as well.
Now read these bold right here in bold.
All right, what's this? Oh, okay. Google Stadia Pro subscription $9.99. Google Stadia controller, Stadia Premier Edition bundle, $99.99.
All right. Not only did she say she was going to do it, she actually did it. Broke it down for all of the laymen and all of the people that might not understand what the hell she's talking. Like she broke it down. But go ahead. Can I read now?
Go ahead. You can read it now, brother.
All right. Here we go, man. What do I need to use Google Stadia? Right. The basic Google Stadia experience doesn't require a subscription. Players can purchase games as they please through their Google Chromecast, mobile device, or laptop and stream them as and when. All right. The Stadia Pro subscription, however, is the main product. Patrons receive Google Stadia sales discounts on the games they want to purchase, as well as up to 4K resolution with 5.1 surround sound options on those games. Members will also enjoy free games in a model similar to that of Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus, all included in the Google Stadia price. I keep laughing because I appreciate you letting me do this, bro. Mm-hmm. I appreciate you like you don't believe for letting me go here, man.
I'm letting you go because I can't read all this.
To play your Google Stadia games on your TV, and just sit back and listen while I read, man. You will need a Chromecast Ultra, which is the only model Google will be supporting with Stadia. If you are looking to play Google Stadia games on your TV, you will also need a Google Stadia controller. The proprietary handset will provide you access to all the integrated Google sharing options that have been built into the Stadia experience and is the only controller the Chromecast will recognize. I like that in bold print. This lady right here knows how to do this. Here we go. It may be well worth picking up this controller, and it's full of unique tech that makes, oh my God, she didn't talk about the tech, did she? And it's full of unique tech that makes streaming your games far more worthwhile. Oh my God, Stadia, find this individual right now. Find her now, please. Okay? The controller communicates directly with the server that you're running your game from, dramatically reducing lag and other speed headaches many are worrying about as gaming takes a cloud-based leap. Oh my God, I'm done. I don't have to go no further, do I? Do I have to go any further right here to see the comparisons, man?
Please don't.
Or the contrast?
You
want me to?
Go ahead. Keep going, man. Keep going, man.
That said, if you're keen to get playing on your laptop or mobile device, I think we got him hooked. I think we got MM2K hooked, y'all. Any Bluetooth or USB controller can be used to dive into your favorite games. That means your DualShock 4 and your Xbox controller can be used to play Google Stadia. Check out our top deals for these controllers below and pick up a bargain to get ready for Stadia. Here we go. If you want to keep your Google Stadia price down on PC, where Project Storm plays most of the time, it may be worth checking out a more budget controller. On PC and mobile, Google Stadia will work with any generic USB or wireless controller. So this is an excellent way to save some cash in preparation for launch day. She's talking about the games now, because this right here came out 6 days ago from what I was seeing. Our top pick is the Logitech F310 gamepad, available for $22 at Walmart in the US or €23.99 euros at Currys in the UK. It doesn't look like much, but it'll get the job done for half the price. What is Google Stadia? Man, Moss, you really gonna make me do this, man? I don't have to read all this. There was a little typo right there.
You implied that we had to. So
we got to do. All right, so keep it fair. We got to do it. All right. What is Google Stadia? Google's market is all right. Google's marked.
Now, if you want to stop, you can stop if you want to.
All right, no. Google's marked this entrance into the gaming market with Google Stadia in 2019. She meant to say, right? We'll say we'll give her a little, take a half a point off for a typo. The cloud gaming service allows players to stream the latest games to their Chromecast, Google's mobile device, or computer on a subscription. This might be the best damn Stadia related article I've ever written. Read. Not written. I need to start writing some myself. Is what I'm trying to tell you. Because this right here is dope. All right. Google Stadia requires no high price overhead in the form of a physical console, though you will need to pick up a Google Chromecast Ultra to play on your TV. All right. Now I will say that I could play on my TV just fine using my desktop PC. You know what I'm saying? I will say that much. Now, Google Stadia on modem. Now I don't have to read all that, but y'all, what internet speed do I need to run Google Stadia? She got something right here that I thought was wrong, right? She said you need 30 megabits per second, which is going to give you a better experience. But really, Stadia is only asking you to use like 20 megabits per second if you want to stream 4K. She put 1080p with 5.1 surround sound, right? So, but I can't knock her for that. I think it's a well-written piece. That's all I'm saying. So what do y'all think after what you just heard? What do you think is the most informative, the most well-written article? That's all I'm saying. Vote 1 for the first one. Vote 2 for the second one that I just read.
You don't
have to vote at all. Or you don't have to vote at all. But y'all know the truth.
I'm not doubting that this is a very well-written, informative article. I've said it's a good article. Just like Clive said in the chat. But I told him to let you rock because you proved my point. He says, in fairness, they're very different articles. One is a personal perspective. One is a practical breakdown. She's paraphrasing from the press release. So basically, and this is coming from TechRadar, this person from the article that you just read, Tabitha Baker, she's trying to give you a full unveiling of what Stadia is, which it is great. It's great for the techie people like you and me that represent the 5%. I'm letting you know right now that the 95% is going to read this article, and by paragraph 3, they're going to click elsewhere or fall asleep. We got to understand that we fit in a different communicative segment than the casual. Adrian So's article, with its imperfections, spoke more positively and was more effective. The question wasn't well written. Well written isn't always effective. If I'm in the hood and I'm not trying to get my ass whooped and I'm trying to get out the projects, am I going to pull out a thesaurus? No, I'm going to speak the language that I can say, yo, what's up, blood? Hey, yo, let me get up out of here, peace. But if I'm sitting there trying to do something technical, then yes, you apply this. What I'm saying is, what Adrian So was doing didn't require the technical aspects of it because she was trying to speak to a non-technical crowd, which was the casual for them. To them, she was saying, you should look at this thing. Don't listen to my colleagues. They are on some picky, snouty stuff. Try out this Google Stadia thing. I wasn't a believer at first, but now I am a believer. Once you become a believer and you're trying to figure out, well, what should I do? Or what does this thing actually give me? Then this TechRadar article fits more up your alley. But it's not going to bring casuals in. It's too technical. And that's what I'm saying is you're speaking to two different types of gamers. And we got to understand that we, the people on this podcast, the people watching this podcast, we represent a segment of gamers that are the most knowledgeable, that have a lot of influence, but we're more embedded in this than the average gamer. The average gamer don't care about all this other stuff. All they want to know is the type of stuff that Adrian said in her article. Can I play this while I have fun? Period. So,
all right, I'm gonna let you wrap. I'm gonna let you wrap on that one. I think I do understand your point, though. I do understand your point, and it was very, very clear. But like I said, I think we got to take more pride in the quality of our work. Is what I'm saying to you. When I write stuff, like if I write a paper or if I write a paragraph, if I write a damn tweet, I don't intend the typo to come out, but I proofread. You know what I'm saying before I send the tweet. Some people don't, and then their tweets come out all jacked up, right? So this is what I'm saying, man. I feel like, if you want that point to get across more clearly, I think Article 2 breaks it down in that fashion. But anyway, we're done. We could be done with that. Right there,
no, this was a fun. It's not. I thought we was going to go like how we did pre-show, but that's all right. No, but it was still it was a great discussion altogether. Which again, as I said at the beginning of this is just a teensy bit of how me and my brother rock. This is why we're able to get y'all quality content. We're coming with more content. Y'all can't wait till we get into Stadia Dosage 2.0. I'm sorry, Storm. Go ahead. What was you going to say, brother?
No, I was saying agreed, but then I have my landscapers out here, so you know how that goes.
Okay. So, yeah, we're definitely bringing quality stuff, quality content. That's why it was important for us, me and Storm, to work together. Storm is a stickler for quality. That's what it is at the end of the day. And that's great, and that's fantastic, and that's something that we need. So whether you're a stickler for quality, or whether you're talking to the layman guy, Stadia Dosage is for you. We're not going to wag the finger at you. Go ahead,
I was going to say, I feel like at Stadia Dosage News, man, when we put something out there, and in the future, y'all know what we're talking about, right? But when we put something out there, believe me, we have to hold ourselves to a certain standard. That's what it's really all about here. And I've talked to you. Remember, we had John Scar on the panel, and it's not my intent to say this person is a horrible writer. No, I'm just saying, can we just somehow? She's the senior writer. She's the senior writer, right? Which whatever that means, whatever that label means, right? I'm just gonna have somebody proofread my stuff before I put it out there to make sure that what I'm saying is cool and that it is. I don't know, man. Maybe that's an issue that I have. Maybe it's like put what you want to say out there, and who gives a damn how it comes out. Maybe that's the way of the day, man. I don't know. Maybe that's the way. Maybe you don't even need clarification because people are automatically supposed to think like you. So I'm supposed to automatically know who the 5 people are that you're talking about that you're trying to get in your posse. But I know it's not your colleagues because you just said it.
I get it. I get it that when it comes to like what Clive, I think Clive put it perfectly. When it comes to a practical breakdown type of sense, everything that you said is 10,000% true. But sometimes there's down to earth, matter of fact, let's cut the BS out, conversations that you want to have. Every article is not going to be a practical article. And
but I've heard of Wired. I've heard of Wired, I've heard of Wired before. To me, since I've heard of them, you know what I'm saying? I think that they have a brand going on, you know? So that's what I'm talking about, man. I don't know. I feel like it's an attack on the individual. I want to just shut it down. I hope y'all knew where I was trying to come from.
Yeah, no, it was a great discussion. It was a great discussion on, because we talked, but Storm, the reason why it was important for us to have this discussion is because we talk about internally, and your mama knows was being messy in the chat, talk about some internal activity that we're having in the community. But we talk about the practicability sense. It is important. Everything that you're saying is an important staple. When you're coming up with so I love the way Clive broke that down. When you're doing a practical breakdown, you got to take conjecture out of there. Your feelings, things that aren't vetted. You're right. There are articles that can have conjecture in there, but you're writing a journal piece. You're just trying to, put your feelings out there. This is what I feel Adrian was doing, and I think she was effective in doing so in a way that's going to bring more people to the platform. That being said, when you are writing a practical piece, you are 1,000,000% right. There are standards to it, and this TechRadar article exemplifies those standards. I absolutely agree there. It's just that we look, and it's okay. Like we said, community, it's okay. We just look at the Adrian So article differently. But that's what the community does.
I'd rather you pull something from the press release any day, Clive, man, than come out here and then you pull something out of your own head. And I know now MM is right. She can relate to the gamer that feels just like her, who's just like her, the realistic gamer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But man, like when you start writing for big time publications, or if that's your goal, I don't know, man. But anyway, I promise y'all, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm done talking about it. I thought it was a hell of a take, man. I know I'm not the only one that felt that way though. When I was reading that whole thing, that's why I thought it was very important to talk about this today, man. So shout out to Adrian. I mean, especially if you're watching or whatever, we put the tweet out there. I still just want to know who the 5 people are.
Mm-hmm.
That's all, and then I'll be cool.
Oh, with that said, that was a great discussion. Hey, look, we kind of went over on time. Do we have? Are we going to have to hold off on Storm? You got 15 minutes to do the
15.
Yeah. We're going. All right, y'all. So this is what we're going to do. Great show. Thank you everybody for sticking with us and going through just us giving you a discussion or a tip of the iceberg on how me and Storm get down. This is my brother from another mother, and I wouldn't have it no other way. You can't be surrounded by people that's like, oh yeah, that's perfect. No, it's not going to fly that way. So if you're going to do this, you got to have thick skin. If you don't have thick skin, if you're not going to have somebody that's going to tell you the truth and do it, and Storm doesn't do it in a way where he's trying to insult you.
Nah.
Storm does it in a way where he's like, hold on, I just want you to check what you're thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it could come across like this. So maybe next time you could clarify a little bit better. Me too. Mm-hmm. Same thing with you, MM.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and we out here sometimes we critique other people's stuff. We critique each other as well.
Each other, just as you saw.
Have discourse and stuff with each other. It's all natural.
They saw it for an hour. They saw it for good. That's what. And when I had to make, I don't want to talk about this video no more. But when I had to make that video, Storm, that's why I said I don't attack anybody. I may attack a notion. Like Storm never told me, oh, MM2K, you're a dumbass for believing that or anything like that. He's like, no, I'm not. He's like, I'm not going with that. That's basically what he's saying. That's okay. You got to have thick skin doing this. You got to be willing to have fathomable discussions. I know if people are having crazy discussions where you be like, okay, I don't want to deal with that. You got to be willing to have fathomable discussions, and you got to let a community be a community under certain restraints. Like we said, we welcome you to our Discord, y'all. Just leave out the sexual orientation stuff, the racist stuff, the stuff about people's families and all the other stuff, and you good to rock. We let Aminar and Cold Blood Sister come in here. We're not going to wag the finger at you. We're not going to call you names. We're going to let you be. But if you ain't coming right with the facts, we're going to bring out the receipts and we're going to challenge you. It's as simple as that. So welcome.
Challenge us. Challenge
exactly.
me if I'm not coming out with the facts. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. With that said, that was a hell of a show, Storm. Let's turn this over to the after party, 15 minutes. Let's talk some community talk, man. With that said, thank you, everybody, for coming through. Patrick says, I agree, article is good for average gamer. Affiliate links could help Stadia content creators if that's what the creators are looking for. Hey, look, y'all, come on over. El Boogie said, hey, MM2K, nobody trying to hear your trash. He said, you can use the when referring to something specific, not to the platform itself. El Boogie, I knew that. But all's fair in love and war, baby. I was just trying to throw my brother off the track, and he wasn't having it.
I'm just saying because I know I'm in a community, so I might know a little bit more than other people do. I told you, community manager. Shout out to Grace James. She said it as well. It rubs me, Stadia Revolution, and other people the wrong way.
It does.
It's just like the Google Stadia.
Yeah,
it's
the thing
like
that
TEH, Google Stadia, like joking.
Yeah, I don't. I think she was oblivious to that, but I'm hopeful.
Yeah, me too.
that the next time, but no, it is irritating to see. I can get that. But El Boogie, I don't need you calling me out on my jankiness. You know I have no integrity. All right, with that said, shout out to everybody. We love y'all. We turning this to the after party. This will automatically go there. If you can't access the after party, that means that you're not a member. If you want to become a member, hit that join button below. Become at least a prescription member, and you'll get access to the after party and other Stadia Dosage content. With that said, we are out. Storm, where can they find you at, good brother?
You can find me right here on YouTube, y'all. At Project Storm. You can check out the 4K. Just put in Project Storm 4K, Project Storm 8K, and then you'll find my avatar. You know what I'm saying? The beautiful one with the purple and all the good colors. Hey, actually, that avatar is kind of like a combination of all the gaming platforms. I don't think people knew that. It's like infused by electric air and everything, right? Stadia's electric air, but it has the PS4, the PlayStation Blue, the Xbox Green, has all that stuff in it, y'all. So if you see that avatar, you know what it is. You came to the right place. And then you can find me on Twitter over there at the Nephophiliac, and that link should be in the chat. I mean, in the description or whatever. Should be in the description of this actual video.
Absolutely. And y'all know where y'all can find me at. Y'all can also find me here on the Stadia Dosage platform. And you can find me on MM2K Videos channel. Again, we are right now it's slotted. We are going to do the commission tomorrow. Just go over to MM2K Videos on YouTube. Subscribe there to get notifications of when, and the chat bot is putting it out there too, of when we do that show. You definitely want to check that show out because we talk about all things gaming and we are Stadia friendly. We're not one of those all gaming shows that like, oh, we don't want to talk about cloud gaming. It sucks. No, we talk about everything. So you definitely want to join us there. All right, y'all. Soon as we go off air, it's going to boot you there. Now is your chance to hit the join button, become a member. Shout out to the homies Raven Anime. Shout out to the homies Stefan. Thank you so much for joining and others who have joined recently, making this a larger and larger community. Until next time, peace.
And hey, real quick, shout out to Adrian and Tabitha for a job well done. Yes. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Job well done, because I can't do what y'all do.
Absolutely. Peace.
Peace.